So we have an approved list of seminaries.
See you now.
Okay,
So,
what do we
most
want to
of
video with
our
this?
are on Methodist, but there's like some non-Methodist seminaries that are on.
I
approved
think he
list.
wants,
Well,
Near the podium?
yeah,
Cause there's,
flip that. Here we go.
so, I'm sorry, you said you don't want to, you're just interested in classes?
I don't have to have the title.
Oh,
I just
the
need
title.
I mean, I can still be.
Okay.
I don't know if he's getting,
Well, in the Methodist church, we have, work of local, so like.
Now,
next
does
year
the
there's a
display
church
on,
that
it's
is
like
in
a
a
conference
which
with
is
the
in
justice when you
jurisdiction.
start talking?
So like, Mobile District is in Alabama School Conference of the Southeast.
It's
What did they call him?
He's a local.
What did they call him? Pastor Sarah.
No, sir. That's sir.
Got the volume.
Good deal.
I guess when the speech happens, I'll have to I'll mute the laptop, I guess.
Should be able to mute it on this end. Is this too much trouble?
Well, it's, I guess so. Well, in the meantime, our recess is through.
Yeah, we'll abandon this. Maybe we can set it up another time.
Okay, I guess I'll stay here then.
What we doing?
I have no idea.
What we doing? What we doing?
We're getting ready, well, recess, the
What
recess.
we doing?
We're trying to accomplish a feat of technology, but
We're giving up on that.
Okay, at this time, let's stand and face the flag and do the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, at this time, just a little club business. I made a few copies of the Hilltoppers Toastmasters Club and the International Dues. Just make sure that everyone is aware of what dues and fees are required for this club. And I just got 3 copies. Just
Don't start, please. Coded.
and I can email, and anyone who wants a copy, I can email electronic version. But the international dues, which is payable to Toastmasters International, is $45, and then we have our local fees is the club dues $5 for the whole 6 months, and then a total of $42 for 6 months for rent, which is $7 per month. And you can do that incrementally if you want. You can pay it all at once, or you can do it incrementally for the rent.
What do you think about moving? Like, I just feel like rent just seems a little steepish, but I don't know. If you ever use like a library or a church or a free space.
We need
Oh, I'm
coffee.
so sorry. That is there is coffee.
Yes.
Sorry, I'll take that back.
Yeah, we were offered a free space, but at the time, it was just too much of a hassle to try
I
to
got
move and try to notify everyone.
Okay.
So at that time, I guess more than a year ago, we just decided to stay here. But I think that's club business for today. Oh,
Is that, so you need, what, $21 for October, November, December?
yes.
Okay, all right, okay.
And let's see. Okay, our Toastmaster for tonight is myself, since that role wasn't filled, and I'll just go ahead and review the agenda and make sure all our roles, all the rest of the roles, or the needed roles are filled. Do you agree to do grammarian?
Yes.
Okay, Justin, okay. And our first speaker declined, and he's not here tonight. Table topics master. We need a table topics master, and I do have a list of table topics right there. Okay, Tandy. And our general evaluator will be Cody, and second evaluator. We don't have a first speaker tonight, so Cody will be the evaluator. And then we need a timer.
I could time.
Okay. All right. Katie. Okay. And you know how to indicate when we get to 5 minutes, 6 minutes, and 7 minutes.
Yep.
Okay. And okay, we have our rules filled for tonight. So we'll move on to our speech or interview or communicating on video. Are you ready, Mark?
Just about.
Okay, all right. Well, the title is Things to Consider Before Starting Your Own Business, and Mark is playing the role of the host or the interviewer, and I'm playing the role of the guest or interviewee. Oh, can you give us the word of the day, Justin?
Yes, I can. The word of the day is notwithstanding. And this is one I actually know, so probably everyone does, so maybe we'll use this one a lot. In spite of, without being opposed or prevented by, or also as an adverb, nevertheless, anyway, or yet. So we were invited notwithstanding as a sentence, using that term.
So if you're ready, Mark, we can proceed with the speech.
Okay. So, notwithstanding any further technical difficulties, we will get started. Good evening and welcome to the podcast, Taking Care of Business,
Yeah.
where we help you decide whether or not you are ready to start your own business. Tonight, our special guest is Maurice Hilltoppers, who has started his own engineering company. Maurice is a graduate from Mississippi State University in mechanical engineering. He's got 14 years of engineering experience. He's had 4 different traditional engineering jobs before setting out on his own and starting his own company. He didn't just, this isn't his first go around in running his own business. He's had prior experience before he did this. So I'd like to welcome Maurice to the show. How are you doing tonight, Maurice?
I am doing quite well. How are you doing, Mark?
Excellent, excellent. So let's dive right into it, Maurice. What was the trigger that set you up for you deciding that you wanted to go out on your own as an engineer and start your own company?
The thing that triggered me wanting to start my own engineering company was that I was at my last engineering job for about 7 years, and even though things went well for those 7 years, there was a lot of things to be desired for me, because I was doing the same thing, basically the same thing over and over again with little variability. And on top of that, the atmosphere was not the best. It was not the best work environment that I've had out of the 4 engineering jobs that I had. And with that not being the best environment, the company itself had a lot of turnover, but the department I was working in itself, I can count at least 20, maybe 20 or so people just in my department alone throughout my tenure there who have come and gone. And besides that, since I was a licensed engineer,
I know.
I wanted to take a chance before all was said and done in my career.
Well, definitely, starting your own business is not boring. How did what kind of organization are you set up on? Are you a sole proprietor, a C corporation, an S corporation, or an LLC? And why did you choose to go that route?
My company is organized as a single member LLC, which is, even though it's an LLC, it's taxed like a sole proprietor's being a single member. And that's the only type of LLC that can be taxed as a sole proprietor. I chose that because it seemed to be the easiest way to organize. I knew I needed to organize as something besides just a sole proprietor, even though some people become a sole proprietor and just get liability insurance, but I wanted more protection from liability than just liability insurance. And also with an LLC, from what I understand, as opposed to a corporation, an annual report is not due. And it's easier for tax-wise, in Alabama at least, it's a $100 fee annually in taxes on the business tax.
Okay. Now, as a business owner myself, I know that there's a lot of things you don't know when you first get started. What are some of the important things that you've learned since you started your business?
Some of the important things that I've learned as a startup business is to, one, you got to downsize your lifestyle. You can't have the same lifestyle that you've had as when you were employed with a company and making a wage or a salary. tell you the truth, I don't believe I have broken even yet in the 2 years, a little more than 2 years that I've been in business. I'm hoping that these last networking contacts, especially over the last few months, will net me something real lucrative.
All right, one last question is what is the most important thing for you as far as getting new business?
The most important thing for me as far as getting new business is just to find a company that's easy to work with, where we have common interests, where we can work together, and to have long-lasting relationships afterward, not just during the first job or one job. Because that relationship could spur another relationship between a different company on both sides, me and that company.
All right. Well, Maurice, I apologize. We have run out of time. So I hope you all will join us again next week when we have Bill Gates as our guest.
Thank you, Mark. I will ask right now, I don't know whether or not anyone has one, but I'll ask anyway, because you'll never know. Does anyone have a pocket speech tonight? If not, we'll just move on to table topics. Okay, at this time, we'll move on to table topics. And our table topics master for tonight is Tammy.
Good evening, Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters. I've been in charge of, I'm supposed to be in charge of table topics. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 as of right now. So Katie, I have a question for you. Very interesting question. Is it possible to lie without saying a word?
Thank you. I do believe that it is possible to lie without saying a word. Silence can be one of the worst things that we can do. If we keep silent when we know the truth, or if we keep silent when we're uncomfortable in a situation, or if we keep silent because we don't know what to say, sometimes that not saying the truth is as bad as a lie. And so I believe we need to be able to voice our opinions and the truth that we know, and learn how to deal with the uncomfortable situations instead of letting things slip through and just being unheard. And so we just continue to see a false reality, I think, sometimes, and that is a lie. And so I definitely think it is able to lie without saying a word. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Katie. Our second table topic is for Justin. What makes you smile?
Good evening. I've been asked to tell you about what makes me smile. Having spent some time with family over Thanksgiving holidays, I can say family really makes me smile. I spent a lot of time with my younger cousins, who I don't get to see very often, really just once a year around Thanksgiving. And and spent a lot of time interacting with the kids, all ages from 4 years old up to 13. And there were 6 kids there, and there was the 4-year-old really loves sword fighting. So that really made me smile. That was a lot of fun interacting with him and doing some sword fighting. He's a big Star Wars fan, which also made me smile because I was a Star Wars fan when I was a kid and could really relate to him. The others were all girls, and it was great spending time with them. The oldest being 13 and seeing her really growing up and becoming a young woman. And just in closing, family, catching up with family, spending time with family, getting close to your family members really makes me smile. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Justin. As you know, we just celebrated Thanksgiving. My supervisor today was saying, she said, I don't understand all these people calling in about their parts. I work in customer service at Sears on Demetropolis in 90. And she said, didn't we just celebrate Thanksgiving? Because a lot of people were very crappy today, to say the least. But notwithstanding, I have for you, Cody, what are you most grateful for?
Well, lost the Wi-Fi.
Oh no.
Technical difficulties. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters. What am I most grateful for? Well, I have a lot to be grateful for. Coming back from a nice 4-day weekend, right? Spend time with my family. So that was really nice. We did kind of a small family gathering, had some ham and turkey and ate too much, watched a lot of football, so that was nice. Something to be thankful for, that I got to spend that time with my family. Also went and saw the Fantastic Beasts movie, so that was interesting. Y'all are into Harry Potter, I don't know if you've seen the movie. Yeah, so also just thankful that, you know, I'm able to attend stuff like this. Things in life are going well, you know, have a good stable job, and I'm healthy. So that is what I'm thankful for. I will now relinquish the lecture back to Timmy. Thank you.
Y'all give a hand to clap for Cody. Thank you so much for those thoughts on being grateful. We do have a lot to be grateful for. And the next table topic is for Mark. Mark, my question for you is just kind of off the top of my, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, then, all right. My question for you is, as you know, Christmas is coming up. Do you like the Christmas season, and why?
Do I like the Christmas season?
And why?
Absolutely love the Christmas season. It's a chance to be a kid again. That's the best part of Christmas, is seeing your kids anticipate Santa coming. Now my youngest is now going on 14, so she no longer believes in Santa, and my 24-year-old would like to believe in Santa again and get some more presents from Santa, but she doesn't believe in Santa. But while the kids were growing up, it was fantastic. My wife and I would assemble things into the wee hours of the morning sometimes. And it was always fun the next day to get out the camcorder that fit on your shoulder, so that tells you how old I am. And we'd always make the girls wait till I cooked Christmas breakfast. Well, I love the birds to see.
All right, thank you so much, Mark. This next question, or next table topic question, is gonna be for Maurice before I finish the table topics. A lot of people like the sound of waves or waterfalls for relaxation, the birds chirping. So Maurice, what is your favorite sound and why?
Fellow Toastmasters, what is my favorite sound and why? Well, as you mentioned before I came up, one of my favorite sounds is birds chirping while everything else is quiet outdoors. And I like to hear the different types of birds chirping. Not that I know exactly which type of bird is chirping, but it gives an atmosphere of calm and peace. And sometimes through the birds or other animals, you can tell whether a situation around the area is good or bad. Because you can tell when a bird is relatively happy or relatively terrified or upset. And the same for dogs and cats. So one of the sounds that I like in a calm, peaceful atmosphere are birds chirping. Topic master. So that concludes.
I'm gonna do one myself.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to talk about the last table topic, one that some people are very insecure or very shy about talking about. And my table topic that I chose for myself is, let me make sure I'm stating it correctly. What does love feel like? So for me, that's kind of an intense question. I'm pretty an intense person. So I think about Beyonce singing her Crazy in Love video. And when I'm in love, I'm just very happy, very exuberant. I have this glow to my face. I feel as if I can accomplish anyway, especially if that person is very caring and very positive, and if they want to make me a better person. And I guess I'm kind of frazzled in a good way, and just kind of like, oh, this is the best feeling ever. Sort of like after that runner's high feeling. So that's how I feel when I am in love. However, notwithstanding, if they mess up, then that love quickly fades. Topic. Thank you so much for letting me do the topic.
All right, thank you.
Yay.
Okay, at this time, we'll have our evaluation. And our general evaluator for tonight is Cody.
Hello everyone. So for the general evaluation today, we'll get started with, did the meeting start on time? We did. So that was nice. We talked about the business dues, made sure everyone was clear on what we needed to pay for the club. And also we determined and made sure we had all the roles for the meeting. We had one speech tonight, and this was an interesting speech. It was podcast-esque, and I kind of felt like I was listening to a podcast. It was interesting and nice, different kind of pace, and I enjoyed it. I felt like the speech went well, and it was well prepared. For table topics, Tammy did a good job with that, and very positive questions, I thought. It had a nice holiday, uplifting kind of spirit to it. So that's the general evaluation for tonight's meeting. And now, since I'm the other evaluator for the speech, I'll go into that now. So this is a interview type speech. And for the interviewee, which was Maurice, was he well prepared for the speech? I thought so. I thought he had authentic answers, I guess, so that it didn't feel rehearsed. And he knows about business, so he's able to provide some nice insight into being an entrepreneur and what that encompasses. How effectively did he answer the questions? Did he show enthusiasm? Yes, he seemed engaged while answering the questions. He provided good feedback, like I said. Did the speaker use a story? Yeah, he went into a little bit of his past job and talked about what kind of drove him to become an entrepreneur and go out on his own. Did the speaker seem confident and poised? Seemed a little caught off guard maybe in the beginning. Some pitch changes there, but he got more relaxed as the interview went on, and it went well. After the first question, the speaker was presentable and enhanced the presentation. And do you believe that the speaker would do well on a real talk show? Yes, I think so. Just with your experience, you would be able to provide good insight for someone looking to learn more about business. And for Mark, the interviewer, was he well prepared? Yes, had a nice little intro with some music, which was added and enhanced it. Good questions. He moved through, kept the interview going. Did well with his transitions. The questions engaged the interviewee to provide feedback to the audience. He provided a good background intro on the interviewee, described him as an engineer and some of his past experiences. He was professionally dressed and presented himself in a professional manner. It definitely enhanced the speech. And I believe that he could do a podcast. I'm waiting for the first, Taking Care of Business podcast to air. So thank you. And I will relinquish the lectern back to the Toastmaster.
Grammarian timers report.
Okay, so now we will have our timers report from Katie.
Okay, so this first speech was a little longer than normal. It was 8 minutes and 21 seconds, but I think it worked with the video style and the 2 voices instead of 1. Tammy's table topic was 59 seconds. Justin's was 1 minute and 14 seconds. Cody's was nearly 1 minute and 59 seconds. Maurice was 1 minute and 25 seconds. Mine was 56 seconds. And Mark's was 1 minute and 40 seconds. And then for the evaluations, Cody's general report came about 1 minute, and then his evaluation of the speech was 2 minutes and 35 seconds.
All right, thank you, Kate. Now we'll have the grammarian report from Justin.
Okay, the word of the day was notwithstanding. I heard 1 from Mark, and I heard 2 from Tammy. So I hope I caught every usage of it, so 3 total. Mark, I heard a few double words during your speech. Didn't notice any ums, ahs, you knows, or kindness. Katie, I heard a couple of ums, but not bad, just 2. Maurice, I heard 2 ums or ahs. And Cody, I heard 5 ums or ahs, a couple of you knows, a couple of kindas. Tammy, I didn't hear any at all.
Oh, no, there was some in there, but okay.
I didn't notice. So, sounded good. And I don't hear my own. I'm sure there were several ums or uhs in there, but I don't have a count for myself.
All right, thank you, Justin. And that is the general evaluation of today's meeting. I will now turn the relinquish the lectern back over to Maurice. Thank you. Thanks.
Okay, at this time, I don't have an educational overview prepared. Mark, do you have any type of educational overview prepared? Or one, or just words of wisdom for Toastmasters? If,
I'm glad we had 6 people tonight. I don't think we could have done it. Only, it's important to update Easy Speak. And that is one the thing that I've noticed with the people that aren't here tonight, at least the vent number, so we could see that they weren't coming. Morning that were the red X's.
okay. Yeah. So yeah, at least we had a certain amount of people to either give a green check or a red X tonight. And just like he said, everybody should, whether you come to the next meeting or whether you don't intend to come to the next meeting, just be sure to log in and mark your test. Did you get your thing resolved yet?
What's your cell phone number so I can bring my computer next week?
601-480-8136. 8136.
601, and what's the next 3?
480.
8136.
Yes.
That's your cell. What's 601? Mrs.
Yeah, Mississippi, Central Mississippi.
Okay, you text? Yeah, I probably do. You probably do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I don't, you know what? I can't text right now for some reason. I don't know why.
Uh-oh.
So I'm trying to
You
get that
email?
resolved.
You email?
Yeah, email.
What's the email?
Email is engineer@C as in Charlie, O, P as in Paul, A, S as in Sam, E, R, V as in Victor.com.
I never heard that. Okay. Engineer at C-O-P as in Paul, A-S-E-R-V.com.
Yes.
So you do text, it's just not working. Yeah. No.
Right. My text, I'm not able to, I know I can't send text. I think I can receive very few texts.
Mhm.
It's
It's not working. Okay.
yeah, it's not, yeah. All right, thank you, Mark. And at this time, our VP of Education is not present, so we don't have an agenda review for next meeting.
When I looked online
Yeah, the only
today,
thing
it was
on the
empty.
agenda is Justin's giving speech number 2.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. All right. And as far as awards, since I was assigned awards, we did give Cody a formal introduction to Toastmasters. We don't have the pins tonight. Either, I don't know, I guess Kedrick may have the pins, but the next time he comes to the meeting, I hope he brings the pins and you get your Toastmasters pin. And as of last week, I wish someone else would speak, but I guess I'll since I'm doing the awards, I'll speak. I completed my 10th speech last week, and I'll be awarded with the Competent Communicator.
Woo.
And that's it for awards for tonight. And at this, yes.
We had the other award is we now have a secretary, a club secretary.
Oh, okay. We have a club secretary now. Katie Rona.
Put it in there.
Yay!
Yay, yeah.
We're celebrating, we missed it.
I said, yay!
So if there is nothing else, we will adjourn the meeting at 7:45 p.m.
Yay. What did you do?
Well, I think last week said KBW, and so Lawrence like made the